Hi, Firsties! I have a special surprise for you today. As promised, it's the upside down book, Pinocchio! I'm so excited to read this to you today because it's been a while since we have read a chapter of Pinocchio. And I have a special guest, Miss Ray Ray. Show your face, Ray Ray. Here she is. Oh, she's so cute. Ray Ray wanted to come out and join me while I read the book. So here she is. You're a good girl. All right, are we ready for Pinocchio? I'm actually going to back up one chapter. That way, I know we had a couple kiddos missing for the last chapter, so I don't want them to miss out. So I'm going to back up a chapter and read two chapters today, and then we'll read one chapter a day until it's done. Let's see, where did we leave off with Mr. Pinocchio? We know that he's a pretty naughty puppet, right? He doesn't make very smart choices. He likes to sell his school books for, what do you sell it for? Circus tickets or something like that? Not good. He left the fairy first off to plant some gold to turn into like millions of pieces of gold. We know that's not going to happen. Pinocchio did not know that. He was pretty fooled, wasn't he? A lot of other things happened. He was a watch puppet instead of a watchdog. But he was a good watch puppet, wasn't he? And then he was released for being such a good boy. What else happened in this book? Can you tell me? How about you pause the video and tell whoever's watching this video with you, if anyone, what else has happened to Pinocchio? Try to think of at least one more thing that has happened to Pinocchio that I didn't mention. Okay, pause. Don't pause my face like this, because that'd be funny. Or like this. That'd be a funny face. Anyway, pause it however you like. Okay, are you back? All right, here we go. So we're going to start with, I also wanted to start with chapter 11 because it has a picture. And Caslin specifically asked me to make sure to show the pictures in Pinocchio. So here it is, Caslin. There's the picture of Pinocchio. So remember, Pinocchio found the blue fairy, and she's not dead after all. Awesome! But she is all grown up now, and she's more like a mom than a sister, isn't she? Does Pinocchio ever grow up? Nope, because he's wood still. That's why he wants to be a real boy, right? So he can grow up. So this chapter is called Pinocchio Promises to Be Good, chapter 11. Some of you have heard it, so listen again. Because he was only a puppet, I'll hold this up so you can see that. Because he was only a puppet, Pinocchio never aged. But oh, how Fairy had grown up. Before she had been only a little girl, something like a sister. Now, through some sort of magic, she was a beautiful woman. I want to grow, Pinocchio cried. I want to be a real little boy who turns into a young man and then someday an old man. I am tired of being a solid piece of wood. There's the picture one last time. There may be a way, Fairy suggested mysteriously. For all your bad behavior, I can see that you have a good heart. If you try to be a well-behaved child and study and work and tell the truth, you may just get what you wish for. From now on, I'll be different, Pinocchio vowed. He held his breath, looking down at his wooden limbs, hoping he would instantly turn into a real boy. Is that going to work? You just can't say you're going to be good. Apparently, it would not be that easy. Pinocchio sighed. Will you tell me, dear Fairy, where my father is? Fairy didn't know, but she was sure that Pinocchio would see him again. For now, however, since I have grown into a woman... Oops, I was doing Pinocchio's voice for that. Hold on. For now, however, since I have grown into a woman, I will be your mother instead of your sister, Fairy said. Lovely, Pinocchio cried. But Fairy had some conditions. You will listen to me and go to school. Pinocchio frowned. Eventually, you will get a job. Pinocchio groaned. What's wrong? Fairy asked. I don't know, Pinocchio said. I tried to get excited about those things before, but I am afraid that I am back to feeling that school and work aren't very much fun. "My dear boy," said Fairy, "people who say such things usually end up in prison or the hospital. Every person must do something in this world to try to make something of himself. You have to fight your laziness. Didn't you say just 1 minute ago that you wanted to become a real boy?" Pinocchio nodded, remembering. He did want that desperately. He would try to be good. And he would get things started by going to school the very next day. But things at school did not go smoothly. Everyone laughed at him when he, a puppet, walked into the room. They played mean tricks on him, stole his hat and coat, and tried to paint a mustache under his nose. One kid even tried to tie strings to Pinocchio's hands and feet to make him dance. Pinocchio tried to reason with them. "I will treat you with respect," he said, "and I expect the same." But this simply made the kids laugh harder. One boy reached out and pulled Pinocchio's nose. Pinocchio kicked the boy in the shin. "Ouch!" the boy cried, surprised. Wooden feet were hard. Another boy got an elbow in the stomach. Wooden elbows were even harder. Well, as you might imagine, that was the end of the teasing. The first day of school was followed by a second day, and a third, and so on. And Pinocchio did surprisingly well. He showed up on time and didn't fall asleep in class, and even did his homework. That puppet was well on his way to being the teacher's pet. If he had one fault, it lay not in himself, but in his friends, some of whom were well-known troublemakers. The teacher and Fairy both warned him. "You are doing well and are finally on the right path," they said, "but if you are not careful, your friends will lead you astray." What does that mean if they lead you astray? What do you think? Think about it. What does it mean if somebody leads you astray? Anybody could lead somebody astray, right? So say, I have a good example. You know how I try not to eat too many sweets and sugar, and somebody asked me if I want a donut. I'm like, "No, thank you. I would not like that donut." And then maybe Mrs. Hoffman or Mrs. Conniff is like, "You should really eat the donut. Come on, eat the donut. Miss Darcy, you should really eat this donut. This donut is so good. What a delicious donut." They are trying to lead me astray. They are trying to get me to eat the sugar that I do not want to eat. So that is what I mean by somebody leading you astray, or what this author means. Where was I? Pinocchio dismissed the warnings. "I'm too smart for that," he said. One day, as he was walking to school, some of his friends ran up to him with exciting news. "A shark as big as a mountain has been spotted near the shore." Pinocchio stopped short. What if this was the same shark that had swallowed his father? The boys announced that they were going to go see the creature, and they invited Pinocchio to come. "I can't skip school," he replied. "That's the thing about school," the boys replied. "There's always more of it tomorrow." "I'll go after school," Pinocchio tried, but the boys pointed out that giant sharks don't just stand around waiting for you to finish your studies. That's kind of true. "Oh, all right," Pinocchio cried. "I'll race you there." And that's the end of that chapter. Do you think that was a smart choice for Pinocchio to skip school to go see the shark? I bet you said no, it's not a smart choice. But he's looking for his dad. So maybe it was a smart choice, because he really wants to see his dad, right? And he's trying to rescue his dad. So maybe it was a smart choice. In this case, it could go either way. We know that he shouldn't skip school, but he's trying to rescue Geppetto. So maybe it wasn't such a bad choice. We'll have to read more and find out. This video is getting long, so I know I said I'd read 2 chapters, but I'm going to stop it with, let me see how long this chapter is. It's a pretty long chapter. So since this has already gone for 10 minutes, I'm going to stop the chapter here. And I want you to think about, oh, I have a great idea. I want you to write me and tell me whether or not you think it was a smart choice. Was it a smart choice for him to leave school to go look for the shark? I know it definitely wasn't a smart choice for those boys. They're not looking for the dad. but Pinocchio's looking for his dad. So tell me if you think it was a smart choice. More importantly, tell me why you think it was a smart choice. Can you have two answers? Can you say it was a smart choice and it wasn't? Yeah, as long as you explain why you think that. Sound good? Write it to me, send it to me in my email. That way I can add it to my board and I can respond to all of you. I got to talk to most of your moms and dads today. It was so exciting. If I didn't talk to your mom or dad today, I left them a message saying, talking about how we're going to start school next week and we'll have all our videos. I was talking a lot because I just talked to them. So it was exciting to get to talk to your moms and dads. And I even got to talk to a few of you, didn't I? I did. I got to talk to Caroline and Caslin and Kaylee. And, oh, there was somebody else. I can't remember. Was it you? Email me if it was you. I got to talk to a few of you and say hi. It was Lucy. It was Lucy because she was quiet, but she said hi to me. I was so excited. So, yeah, I got to talk to a few of you. Where was I? Oh, all that to say, you'll soon have an app called Homeroom where you'll be able to take the pictures and put it in your album so that I can see. But I haven't set that up yet. I'm going to set that up tonight or tomorrow and get that out to your parents. When I do, then you'll be able to send it to me that way. But for now, send it to me in email. So just take a picture of what you wrote and send it to me. And that way I can see all your great ideas. What are you writing again? We're going to write whether or not you thought it was a good idea for Pinocchio to skip school to go see the shark. And we know that he's going to see the shark. Why? To rescue his dad. Love you guys. Air hugs. See you later.